I don't know if there's a big market for realistic, gory rhythm games.
Who knows?
Though if you could make that, I'd like to see it, you know.
Welcome to the Cyborg Interactive podcast, where we help give a voice to creators. The people building games, making art, music, literature, pushing technology forward. I'm your host, Adrian Maggio, founder of Cyborg Interactive. Thanks for watching, or listening, depending on where you found us. We're available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you find podcasts. In this episode, I'm chatting with Demo and Allie of Mind Blown Games, the team behind Brainbreakerz, a punk-fueled rhythm game where music literally makes heads explode.
The first impression is going to be very much like, yeah, in your face, you know, right?
Yeah.
We talk about how the game is being developed, their experiences navigating indie game development, and how community support can shape the success of a project. Let's get into it. All right, so Brainbreakerz, game you guys make. Do you guys have a name for do you have like a team or company?
Yeah, on and off a little bit. We kind of don't use the company name.
Yeah, we're Mind Blown Games. Like, that's what we called ourselves during the...
Is it Mind Blown Games or Studios? I don't know. Which one is it?
I would say Mind Blown Games.
Sure.
Just sounds better, honestly.
Sure, I'll let you name it.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah, Mind Blown Games. Yeah,
Fits the game, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, like
Yeah,
we came up with the name Brainbreakerz first, and then Mind Blown came up after that. So
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense just to add to the aesthetic of, like,
you know,
the whole cerebrum and everything like that.
what?
So do you guys want to introduce yourselves for people watching?
Yeah, sure.
Or listening?
Or both. Hi, I'm Demo. I'm the director and head of narrative at Mind Blown Games. Recently, on the original class project, I was just the lead programmer, but hats have changed, and so now I'm here.
I'm Allie. I am sort of the de facto art director for the game itself. Originally, I was the OG and really only animator on the project, and so far, at least, I've been really more as a character designer specifically, especially with the amount of characters and the sort of aesthetic that the game prides itself on.
Yeah,
so they need it.
Yeah, the game has a very, like, your art has really defined the aesthetic that we're going for here, kind of like punk early 2000s internet sort of feel.
Yeah, I do remember when I saw the game, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's really neat. You came up with those first character designs in like what, 15 minutes?
Okay, so the story really goes how when Bailey gave me the original idea for a zombie-based rhythm game.
Was she the one who came up with it?
Yeah, she gave me like the basic pitch. I'm like, okay, I think I could roll with this. And then I think at some point, I might have been in the campus center where I just kind of scratched down some designs. Originally, the first character was Grem, and it was originally supposed to be a zombie, like I have a zombie protagonist, and we kind of go from there, whatever would happen. But along the way, I think it may have changed to a point where, no, we have pretty much a human main cast, and they are going against zombies in a apocalypse sort of battle of the bands situation.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, can you like describe the game? Like,
I mean the pitch.
What's the premise of it?
The pitch I always throw at people. It's Brainbreakerz is with a Z. Brainbreakerz with a Z. That's important. All one word. It's a punk rock rhythm game where you make zombies' brains explode by playing punk rock at them really, really hard. And we're taking a lot of notes from like Plants vs. Zombies, Scott Pilgrim, things like that. So it's a really fun project. And the thing is that it's got that kind of punk cartoon anarchic sensibility, right. But it's also, at least on my end as the narrative person, I'm hoping that it also has a little bit of heart to it as well. But
nice.
the first impression is going to be very much like, "Nah," in your face, right?
Yeah.
So it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
What do you do exactly when you play it? Like, what's the player do?
Well, basically, you have 3 tracks, right? There's like 3 lanes you could think of it as, and zombies will come from the right of the screen to the left of the screen, and basically when their head hits a certain point on the screen, you hit a button corresponding with the lane they're in, and then their head goes, right, and then and you do that, and like in time with the music, right?
Okay.
That's the basic idea.
Yeah, think of it as like a very gory version of Dance Dance Revolution.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
said DDR, but I didn't think that was going to be correct.
Yeah,
very nice.
DDR. Yeah, I mean that's correct, but in cartoon gore, to be clear,
yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly like very realistic graphics because it's just kind of like.
Yeah, more cartoony gore. I don't know if there's a big market for realistic gory rhythm games. Though if you could make that, I'd like to see it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna add realism textures to Brainbreakers, see what happens.
Well, actually,
that sounds horrible.
That does sound pretty bad. But I think there is one. I think it's BPM, bullets per minute, which is a first-person shooter rhythm game.
Yeah, I think I know
wow.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I can visualize it in my mind.
There really is a game for everything.
There really is, and if there isn't, someone is going to make it.
I know. Like,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. It will happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really here to talk about my game, but like zombies and mafia.
Hey, no, it's a
Take those 2 things, mash them together.
Exactly.
That's rotten money.
no, and that's the,
Hopefully it works out.
I hope so
know,
too,
right?
because that's like, but the one thing I've heard about the zombie genre is that a lot of like zombies there's a lot of people will stick to the same old tropes, right? That were kind of introduced in like Night of the Living Dead and things like that, and or The Walking Dead, right? Like reusing the same old tropes over and over and over again, right? So like doing something weird with it, like a punk band killing zombies, or
that's
mafia killing zombies.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I've even went online and sort of saw people have been missing this zombie craze that was around very early in the 2010s, and looking back at it, it was yeah, there was a lot of zombie media just being pumped out at around that time. Like you said, Walking Dead.
28 Days Later.
Then there's that. Plants vs. Zombies came out in 2009.
What was the one with the mushrooms?
The mushrooms.
Last of Us?
Last of Us, yeah.
Is that technically zombies? I mean,
they like to say, they're like, what's the word they use? Like clickers or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
clickers.
it's like no, they're zombies. They're
in
zombies.
the most basic sense of
they
what
used
a
to be
zombie
people.
is.
They're taken over by these things.
Yeah,
so they're zombies.
What else are you gonna call it? Like,
I know.
don't be pretentious about it. No,
Don't be pretentious about it.
yeah. Like, I mean, that's, if anything, that's kind of our philosophy, right?
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
punks.
Yeah, so it's it's very DIY with our whole sort of thing where, it's messy. It's not exactly we're not doing a very emotionally impactful or full of despair sort of narrative here.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. It's it could be kind of dumb fun, but it's also Demos said, it has heart where it counts, especially more towards as the plot goes on,
Yeah, part of my thing with it is I don't know if this has been the case for you, but I've really put a lot of myself into this game, which is part of why I'm so close to it. While you're right, there's not really much in terms of gloom and despair. It does. I'm taking notes from Scott Pilgrim, right? Which on the surface is dumb cartoon fun, right?
Yeah.
But it's about a loser who's in the middle of between he's kind of a loser and he's in between some really weird relationship issues, right? And so you have this kind of over the top cartoon action, but that's on top of this really interesting character drama.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what my sort of thing going into this is that, yes, while everything is zany and over the top and we're dealing with we're not just zombies, we're also dealing with robots and boy band flesh amalgams and that's things like that, right? And evil billionaires, right?
Yeah.
I mean that last one's a little less cartoony, but
Yeah, it's
It's a little too real.
yeah, a little too real. But we're trying to have fun here. But at the same time, I'm hoping to tell a really fun story to kind of get the best of both worlds.
Well, I can't wait to try it out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Appreciate your support.
Yeah.
See where it got to, because I don't, like I said, I don't remember much of it from that other time.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, but I just remember it being fun and unique.
Hey, that's all you can ask for, right?
Raise the roof.
And then I remember we had a conversation about the composer. What was it called? Composer node or conductor?
The conductor node. The conductor
node.
node. Yeah. Yeah. That was that was a fun thing to figure out. The problem originally when I first programmed that, I ran into an issue where I found some great tutorials on it. The problem is that the guy doing the tutorial did it wrong. So I followed his code, and I was like, man, I now have to fix your work.
Yeah.
And so I did my best to sort of hamstring it together, and it worked. Nice. The main thing that I did, like, put a lot of myself into my code. But like earlier on, we're switching from SM files, which is like the type of file that Stepmania uses, which is kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, but like open source.
There's like a file format for these kinds of things? SM
files, yeah.
Nice.
We're switching over to JSON because our programmer right now, they're like, yeah, I kind of want to do JSON files.
Everything is JSON.
Yeah, like
exactly.
they like it, and they're like, oh, in terms of like file size and things like that and efficiency, this is a much better. And I'm like, sure, I trust your judgment. But originally it was SM files, and we had like a program that would allow you to make SM charts for it, right? Like basically, here's in the moment in the song where the beat needs to come in. Here's like the delay before the song actually begins, things like that. And so I needed to figure out a way to translate that from a file, like a text file, basically, into game events. And I wrote something that would translate, that did that work for me. I had to go in, basically look at the code for Stepmania itself and be like, okay, so this is how you guys do it. Let's see if I can translate that into GD script. And it works, and it's pretty performant for what it is. But there are some issues, which is why we're bringing in a fresh meat to take a look at it. Previously they had made a chart editor for what is it, Trombone Champ or something? Trombone Champ. You know about that one?
Champ, no.
It's a really stupid rhythm game where you use your mouse, right? And it's like imitating like this sort of sliding, and it's really like, watch a video of it.
I thought when you said Trombone Champ, I was picturing like run this app to learn trombone or something.
No.
It's like, what's the actual game?
It's really. Go take a look at it if you want a good laugh, because it's really stupid.
Yeah, it's really goofy, and like it's not really like
about being good.
It's not about being good. It's having fun with it, more like.
And then I'll send it to my friend from high school who played trombone back then.
Yeah, because what happens is as you're playing, there's going to be imperfections, and so you'll get the.
It just goes. Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like going back to the whole SM file thing, like I find it funny that we're only finding issues with the code like way after, because we were grasping at straws trying to find issues with the code when we were asked to do it.
Well, there were some issues that were like fairly obvious, but we were like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
For
like game breaking.
Yeah, for our student project, right? Like, for example, there would be an issue, like how in like they'll be like, when you press a note, depending on how close you got it to the actual moment, it'll be like, great, good, oof, things like that. Problem is that those messages would sometimes stay on screen. And so you'd have like 5 messages on top of each other, and it's hard to figure out what's going on. So that's a bug that we need to figure out. But our new programmer Twy, they're working on it.
There's always another bug.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a weird hydra.
It's like
get rid of one, 2 more sprout up in its place.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a meme one time, and I actually experienced it too. I mean, pretty much everybody who's been a programmer has experienced it. It's like you get like, I don't know. Back in the day, it used to be like I started my career in writing Java stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So you'd go to compile it, and it would say, 72 errors, right? It would actually give you a list of like, these are the errors.
Right.
And so you'd be like, okay, I fixed one. now it should say 71, right? And it's like 99 error.
Yeah. I've been there. Sometimes the fix only makes it worse, and you're just like, what's going on?
Sometimes you don't see the other ones until you fix, because like the program didn't get past a certain point because of whatever bug you're fixing. So there were like 10 other bugs hiding that you didn't see.
Yeah. You know what? It makes me think of I think I've had this happen to me one time. Have you ever had an error that was caused by like a white space issue where you have a space somewhere you shouldn't, or like you're missing like a semicolon or something like that? Yeah. Those are the worst kind of errors because you're trying to find it and it's like where
spent hours on that.
Yeah, it's like one character and you can't find it.
Yeah.
Maddening.
Exactly. That's why I stopped programming after computer science A in senior year. I was like, what is the problem?
Yeah.
People do this all the time.
No more.
Yeah. I mean, you were smart switching to animation. Especially right now that they're trying to replace all the program. I mean, they're trying to replace all the artists too. So like.
Yeah. So and then all the programmers with like open AI code just to put in like
the vibe
a basic function.
Vibe coding. Yeah. But regardless, I'm glad personally that you decided that you wanted to be an animator because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten your cool art in our project.
The art is really good.
Nice.
Let's talk about the art for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I mean, what do you want to talk about? Because there's a lot to it.
How did you come up with the concept for it, like the style and?
Well, honestly, Brainbreakerz' sort of art style is just, at least in the very beginning, is just an offshoot of my own thing. Like all right, so I take the idea that I have and just do it how I would normally do it. Just throw it on paper and see what happens. And
kind of your native style, basically.
Mm-hmm, exactly, which is already had like bunch of influences on the sort of edgier art styles. Because when we could go back to high school as well. It was like kind of that time where you take like everybody's opinion to heart. And the opinion on art at the time was people were getting sick of the 2010s Cartoon Network CalArts bean mouth style.
What is that?
It's a bit of a meme, but like it's a little bit of an unfair characterization of like, think of like Steven Universe or
Star Versus, Amazing World of Gumball to like their main characters specifically. Gravity Falls, like they all have this very soft, like almost not marketable, more so just like very easy style to replicate. And me having like really giving a sort of caring about people's opinions, even though it won't matter in the long run. I managed to try to go in the complete opposite direction, and
everything is spikes and edges and stuff like that.
Exactly. Like I have this sort of, well, even as like somebody who was chronically online, even when I was like 11 years old, I obviously got my hands on seeing like very old scene style images. Like, they have very shaggy, like hair tapers to many small points, very shaggy, like the dark circles around the eyes with the eye has no pupil in it. Boxy, sort of like when they have a gaping mouth expression, it's a perfect like rectangle,
like old DeviantArt style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I kind of like, I definitely was on DeviantArt like way before I definitely should have, or on social media to begin with. But like I think that sort of era has definitely altered my style. Also, Invader Zim, like that was
I can see that.
I was just because I brought up your itch page so I could see the art, and I was like, what is this reminding me of? And I think there's a little bit of that in there.
Yeah,
a little like an iota of Jonan Vasquez. Like, I do like Invader Zim. I do like the comics that he made kind of before and after it a little bit more, just because of like, I guess the subject matter appeals to me a little bit more, since it's specifically his like debut comic, which I don't think I can describe on this channel, on this podcast specifically. It's nothing like anything like
untoward,
like, but it's still, like some I don't think children should ever see, or like his first debut comic, I like took a little bit of that, and I take a bunch of sort of internet art styles and blended them all together into what it is now. I played like Newgrounds Flash games, even though I never was really on the site growing up. There were like reposts on Flash game sites like Fancy Pants. There was I do love Fancy. It's like one of those characters that's like he's got so much like personality, even though he's literally just a stick figure with Sonic hair and baggy orange pants.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how much you can do with so little.
It's so fun.
I was just gonna say, less is more sometimes.
Yeah, I think also we took a lot. I remember you talking early on that we were taking a lot of inspiration from Friday Night Funkin' a little bit, both in terms of the structure of like you'll have a day with 3 songs in it, like 3 levels, right? In like an act or a day or whatever, but also just in like the sort of vibe and the style.
Yeah.
A little bit. Less so in the art style. I think that the art style is mostly you.
Yeah, like I didn't really like take a lot of influence from Friday Night Funkin'.
Right.
I think it was also because it came out when I was in that period of time. I finished high school or at least I was pretty close to finishing it.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good. It's like, I don't want to like copy it, but I can see the appeal in it. So.
Right.
And I think it was even probably before that, I think it's funny you mentioned how like less is more in the sort of situation, because I had this sort of imposter syndrome that I think came about when I did AP studio art, where I noticed that realism got more attention from the sort of portfolio judges that would look at your work and give it a rating based off of it. Like putting objectiveness to something that's so inherently subjective.
Yeah.
So it gave me imposter syndrome. Like, okay, now I need to like, my style needs to have realistic anatomy. And it's like, no more of this like noodle limb freaking like stylized like head is about like the size, about the height of the body.
Yeah.
Sort of thing and I was not having fun with it. Like it was like I was not satisfied with anything I was making, so I had like a falling out with
realism.
So, and like there's a time, I think obviously realism is very important, at least in like technical skill, but for cartooning specifically, like I mean it does count, but I think I've gotten a decent way with like not doing that much with it. Like
I mean, look at Grem, right? Grem is like the green-haired little freak who's the the front man of the group.
Front it.
Yeah, exactly. Its head is about the size of its body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
relatively.
Yeah, pretty close, right? Like what is it, like 2.5 heads tall or something like that?
About like you would have to like I would actually like have to eyeball it as I'm doing
2.5, 2.25 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Although
with
if you count his hair, then he's a little taller.
Yeah, a little yeah. Like the hair is compensating.
Yeah, exactly. That's where most of the height comes from. If you were doing it from the top of its head, I would say probably like 3 foot nothing. if it had like real size.
That's the joke that we make. I've had some characters in the script refer to that. But yeah, Plants vs. Zombies for the zombies. You mentioned that having an influence on your style a little bit too.
Exactly. The thing is, whenever you look up like stylized cartoon zombies, I feel like whenever I looked it up on Google Images, there was some PVZ essence in there. Like they had a very similar facial expression, or like the body type was very similar to it. Like for some reason it just, I mean, like Rich Werner, like the artist behind the first Plants vs. Zombies, I think nailed it once the team figured out what they wanted. Like they wanted a goofy zombie that wasn't necessarily scary. Like he's a little bit off, but more so like charmingly ugly, which I mean, I like, that's all well and good, and it definitely works. Like look how many games have spawned after the first PVZ game, and they're still trying to
milk that cash cow.
Yeah, exactly. They're still trying to reinvent PVZ3, but it's not working. I don't know how, but it's just like it's not cut out for them.
What I'm hearing here is we're the real inheritors to the throne. We're the ones who are like grabbing that mantle and running with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I wanted to make the zombie character not look like the typical common zombie or brown coat in the the Garden Warfare series is what they're
so
referred to.
so it's more of an anti-influence a little bit.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to like, yeah, let's make it like a stylized zombie, but trying to make it different enough. Ironically, it looks more like Sir Daniel Fortescue from Medieval, if you ever played that game before. Like, oh shoot, they must be that niche. Because like, if you're looking at the zombie character and you put Sir Dan next to him, jawless creature, the left eye is missing. Like, it's weird, like very like gaunt face. Medieval. You spell it Medi and then the word evil. Medieval.
I've never heard of that one.
I mean, I'm surprised. Like, I mean, it's relatively niche. It's no Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon, but it still had its sort of like dog in the race when it came to PS1 games.
I see.
Yeah, I think it may be because it was more. It had like that spooky goth aesthetic. That's what kind of turned kids off because it's scary to them.
Oh, I will say also important to mention Gorillaz. A little bit. We got some of that. If you notice the drummer, very inspired by Russell, but we kind of took it in more of a like instead of being a cool like hip hop dude, Crash is a little more of like a weeaboo soft boy who really likes baking and anime. Like that's his thing.
Is not possessed by any sort of wicked spirit.
I like the drummer.
Yeah,
he's like bigger than his drum set.
Yeah, it's great.
I love making him gargantuan. I feel like I've definitely evolved as a creator when it comes to character designs like that. Like I can't imagine 11-year-old me making Crash with his specific body type.
He's built like a brick wall.
He's built like an Among Us creature. Like if you were to like de-limb and not like include his head, his shape is Among Us.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see. That's funny.
It's so cursed. Like and that meme was kind of like on the way out when designing Crash. I was like,
like
oops.
the drumsticks look like little.
Yeah,
they're so tiny compared to.
Yeah, wait until you see the updated animations.
Nice.
And on that point, actually, because eventually you started transitioning into being more of the art director, right?
Yeah, more of like
overseeing
go
other
forth,
people.
go forth and do my thing for me.
And you're doing a great job of that because like I'm very impressed with the animators. Because how many animators do we have? We've got Kat, we've got Paige, we've got
Andy.
Andy and Joe or Jordan?
Joan. Yeah, Joan. You got it.
Yeah. We
got 4 other people besides.
4 people. That's crazy.
And they're doing a pretty good job, I think, translating my sort of bull honkery into something that could actually be perceived.
Yeah,
I think.
it's great. I'm always impressed with like everything that they're pumping out. Like especially given that they're doing volunteer work, I'm like, man, guys, this is like this. I'm hoping that like once this game gets published, my goal with it is that once we like get it out the door and we get it finished and stuff, I hope everyone like gets noticed for it because everyone's done a lot of really good work. Like not only translating Alley style into something that's like really cool and interesting, but also just the animation in general. Just it really is capturing that anarchic energy that we're looking for.
And it's a very cohesive, you can tell, like, when you just look at the game, like, if I didn't know anything you guys said, like, just looking at it, it's very cohesive, unique style across the whole game.
Yeah.
And
I think that the 2 big pillars of this game, in terms of, like, its appeal, are the music, like, the music and the subject matter, right? Punk rock. And also Allie's style. I think Allie's style is one of the biggest selling points of this game. I don't think this game would be Brainbreakerz without it.
Yeah.
You flatter me too much here.
I'm saying what is true and obvious to anyone with eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like, in an alternate timeline where Brainbreakerz has, like, a really crude, like, dumb-looking realism style, or at least it's trying to be, but it's like the anatomy is not correct, and it looks really off, and it's uncanny. Like,
I'm glad we didn't get that version of Allie.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just like did not care anymore. Just go my own path, and then everybody else will follow. Just like I am imagine in like an alternate timeline where Crash is skinny and like.
Oh no!
that is like.
That's wrong. He
exactly.
shouldn't. He should be gargantuan.
Yeah, he should be like more wide than tall. Like I mean, like if we ever got like fans and they were like younger kids, like I couldn't like see them not being confident in making Crash wide. But I'm like at this, and then people will like dog on them, even though it's like a dumb kid just trying here.
It is what it is. Fans are going to be fans, right?
Exactly.
But
That's extremely hypothetical, though.
Someday, God willing, we get fans, right? But that's a ways off.
Yeah, I mean, like...
We have a lot of work to do to get to that point.
And that's going to take more than me just, like, doodling some, like, random, like, just small joke and then just throwing it on the CNY server or the Brainbreakers server just for that.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Just, like, whatever's on my mind.
We need once we get the demo out, then we'll start going full speed ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I also... Like, I think we've neglected to mention how... the sort of animation style went from Flash tweens to full-on frame-by-frame.
Oh, yeah, that's important to mention.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because originally I had animated the game in Flash, where, I mean, that was like more so of a time constraint kind of thing, because we only had 3 months to get something...
When you say Flash, like, I think, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm thinking like the old Flash games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
something akin to that, where we actually use Macromedia. I think there was like...
puppet-style animation is what you're referring to?
Pretty much, honestly, where I take my sort of 2D image that I then think about, okay, what parts of this character needs to move? So, like, say, like, limbs will be separated from forearm to upper arm, or, like, say, knees will be part of the... Usually I would say part of, like, a thigh symbol, and sort of assemble them that way, as opposed to just drawing the character multiple times in different poses in order to say, like, oh, we'll have him, like, roll a drum or do a sort of shred. Instead of that, we would do tweening, so I could just get something out there, and, I mean, it did work for... giving it that old sort of Flash game style, but the frame-by-frame is still, like...
It's a massive
what I
upgrade.
wanted. Yeah, that's what I wanted in the end. Like, if I had the time, if I had more than 3 months and the willpower to, you know, be able to frame by frame in 3 months, then
I think I think all that would have remained of you if you had done that would have been like a smoldering like pile of ash, though. So I'm glad you didn't do that.
So now you're doing frame by frame?
Yeah, we
or at least my my little animators are doing that.
Your minions are.
Yeah. What happened is like it's a funny story. Our first addition to the team after, because there was the original 3, right? Myself, I was doing programming at the time. Our then producer and songwriter Bailey, Ali was the animator, and then later we got Anthony or Ant, and he was the assistant programmer. Right now he's still in college. I don't know what his plans are for once he's done with college. Maybe he'll come back. That's up to him. But that was the original 4. And then what happened is along the way, as we actually when we came in to the CNY meetup to show off our game. Someone came up to us and was like, "Hey, I just graduated college. I really like your game. Here's my business card," right? And I didn't think much of it at the time. And then we went and saw her animations, and we're like, oh, okay. This is like this is someone who like knows what they're doing. And we talked amongst ourselves, and we're like, this is volunteer. Are you fine with that? And she's like, "Yes, I am, because I like your passion." And I was like, and we were like, "Yeah, no. You're in then."
Nice.
And from there it's kind of how many people do we have now like who are for sure like actively working on it?
I think overall just like between all departments
there's you, me, Bailey's still working on it in like a limited capacity, but she's still here. I'll count her. We got 4 animators, so that's 7 now.
Got the 2 punk musicians.
The 2 punk musicians.
Twy.
And Twy. And Arby, my assistant writer. So that's 11 people. We've got 11 people actively working on this right now. Wow. It's really cool and humbling that so many people have looked at our project and been like, "That's something I want to work on."
Yeah.
Or
humbling.
Humbling. Okay, man. Okay, that's you. But
that's a me problem.
Yeah, for me, I just it's. To be clear, yes, I do have a lot of pride that like yes, something that I worked on is people look at it and they're like, they like it, they think it's really cool. But also I'm just like, it's really cool that people are willing to give their time and their talent to helping us make this thing. It's like a lot of the thing I kind of think about a lot is like this industry. Everyone's struggling in this industry right now. Everyone's like out of work, trying to get jobs, trying to start stuff up. It's not a great time to be in the games industry. It's not a great time to have just graduated from college from the games industry. Let me tell you.
It's like, and the banks being like,
hurry
up.
Yeah, I like my joke is that like I have a degree in game design, so naturally I work in IT. But it's so cool to me that even with that, there's people willing to, throw their passion into something that's not a surefire bet. But the more people that we got and the more work we put into it, the better of a bet I think it becomes.
Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna be like, we don't got the sort of backing like of AAA industry that'll just keep pumping out like remake after remake after remake because they know what works.
Or even AA for that matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool place to be in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I don't think I'd really be like. I'm very glad that there are people who have just looked at the aesthetic of the game and be like, can I animate for it, please? Because I work 2 jobs. I work 2 part-time jobs down on Long Island, and, like, I don't got the time for this stuff no more. Like, maybe if I'm lucky, I could probably get, like, a turnaround for them to chew on. But, like, as it stands, I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands doing all that. Definitely gonna move out soon at some point, and a bunch of other adult sort of stuff.
Life gets in the way of game dev.
Well, I mean that's the thing, right? Like
I just want to make games.
Yeah. Well, you were telling me something earlier about just trying to navigate working your job with running this company.
Yeah, it's just I have to use whatever other time I have.
Yeah, and you
to try to build this, but it doesn't pay the bills.
Exactly. Hopefully someday.
Yeah,
well,
right.
And you on Sunday meetings, you're always calling it. Tell us where you're calling in from on Sunday. Saturday.
I'm calling in from like my local CVS just because I'm working most of the time. Like I don't get like nights off really. Like I'll be working mainly like at the earliest like early in the afternoon till like 10 o'clock at night on like a good day. And you know what? And it's like if I didn't have the like time or like the wherewithal to just go for it, just like I don't know how much what I even know is even happening in the game.
Well, I mean, it's good. I appreciate you coming into those things, but it's always really funny, like listening to the customers talking to you during those meetings. I'm not complaining because you're here and you get to be part of that. But I'm hoping, if I had my way, hopefully once we make this demo, we're able to pull enough money so that we can actually hire you full time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm sick of this. I'm sick of having to work 2 jobs.
I'm working 1 job and that's enough for me. I couldn't imagine working 2 jobs and having one of them be CVS.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine being edgy and working for a corporation. Like that is like oil and water.
I will say, they do let me wear this jacket at my job,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. But I don't know if CVS would let you wear that. Unfortunately, I think they should. I think they're cowards for not letting you wear that.
Cowardice, like they probably think like it's like big steps if they let me have colored hair. Like it's not colored right now, but typically it is. Or like having the amount of piercings that I do on. Like I'm up to 3, and hopefully I would get more. But
Hell yeah.
I'm lucky that they do. It's just like nice pants, nice shoes, wear a red shirt, and then.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Be boring and replaceable.
Exactly.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
Which goes a little bit against what our game's all about.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm poor, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I just try to do what I can do as far as the game dev stuff goes.
Yeah.
When I have time.
Right.
Even when I don't have time. I just and I think a lot of us are doing that, and it just shows how much we really want to do this stuff,
Yeah.
So
I'm
in the same boat. Like I definitely want to try to get a publisher for at least Rotten Money, if not our other projects.
Yeah.
Like we have so many ideas that some are partially started, some are in work.
Yeah.
And I just want to go like, okay, let's get this one to the point where I can at least pitch it to a publisher.
Exactly. Yeah. and
even if we don't get a publisher, we're still going to make the game.
Well, of course, you gotta, right? Like, because we weren't even thinking about getting a publisher initially. We just thought we were gonna do it all like volunteer, the whole thing.
Yeah, just kind of plop it on Steam for ourselves.
Yeah,
But, like,
it wasn't until like because I have some friends in the industry because I do volunteer work on the side for another developer, Mischief Studios. Go check them out. Shameless plug, but I big fan of. I was lucky because I'm a big fan of their work incidentally, and then I managed to befriend the studio head, and one thing led to another, and we held hands, he ended up inviting me to do volunteer work for him, and I'm like, I get to do volunteer work and like read stuff under NDA for future projects that haven't even come out yet. Sign me up.
Nice.
He talking to him, I started realizing, wait, you can just look for a publisher. I hadn't even realized that. Which is funny to say now.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty obvious that you can just get up, like, especially with our idea. Not to toot our own horn or anything, but I think that Brainbreakerz is pretty marketable. It's a pretty.
I mean, I'm not a publisher, but looking at that, if I was a publisher, I'd be like, that looks like something I would bet on. You know what I mean?
Well, you have good taste.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, no, like it's something he said to me. His doc, he said to me like, spooky and cute is a selling combination. Like think of like Cult of the Lamb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
and that's
prime example right there.
Lamb dunk.
Yeah, lamb dunk. Exactly. I'm sure there's other examples of Among Us actually, another good example of spooky and cute, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just some it hits on something very specific. But hopefully someday that we're able to find somebody with. Yeah, who is willing to give us money and has as good of a taste as you do.
And you were saying, you realized, oh, hey, we could just look for a publisher.
We could, yeah.
There's things like that people kind of gloss over because it seems like it's some far out thing, But like we live in a world where like literally anyone can make a game and make it big. They're like that's a possibility.
Yeah, no.
And I wasn't thinking along the same line. Like I was thinking, along the same lines about. I wasn't even thinking about a publisher, right? But there's someone that I follow. I think he's out in California. He does solo game dev stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And he was working on he worked for other companies, and then he's got his own company now, his own little indie dev company. And he published a book about doing solo game dev, like literally everything by yourself.
That's
right? And
that's nuts.
So that was his thing.
Yeah.
And he got a pretty big following with like his book and his social media stuff. And then one of the games he was working on, he actually pitched it to a publisher. It's actually Acclaim. It was an old publisher back in the day that went away and then came back under a new management or whatever. And they're trying to like reboot themselves basically.
Right.
And he got in with this game that he made that he was about to put it on Steam, and they were like, hey, we want to publish your game, right? So now he's associated with Acclaim, and
well, that's good.
That was inspiring to me because I'm like, that's one guy making a game that a publisher was like, yeah, we'll publish that.
Yeah.
And it's a simple game. You can look it up if you want to look it up. It's called Pixel Washer.
Pixel Washer. Have you heard of that?
I feel like I should have, but I don't think so.
And the company's name is Veladria.
Yeah. No.
And the guy's name is Matt Hackett. So I don't know who's going to watch this, but there's a there's a name drop.
There's a game recommendation for you. Yeah,
exactly.
But basically, the premise, and it's such a simple game. The premise of the game is you play as this little pig called Pixel. like Pixel, but Pixel.
I like that.
When you say it fast, it sounds like Pixel.
Pixel, yeah.
And he has a power washer, and he goes around town, and it's all 2D pixel art.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And the pixels are dirty. Like there's like dirt caked on everything. Uh-huh. And you literally go around and just wash the dirt off the pixels.
That's fun.
So like he has this little, he narrated himself, this little tagline in the beginning. It's like, I'm gonna clean some pixels. And he's like, that's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we'll publish your game. I'm like,
Oh,
I that gives me hope.
yeah, like the, you know,
So
the thing with publishing is that I've heard from like my friends within the industry is that in order to make a game, in order to get funding and publishing for a game, in order to get a publisher to pay attention to you, you have to have first finished the game.
yeah, at least to a certain point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it not the way it should be ran, arguably, but it is what it is. So that's part of why we're going for the finish the demo first route,
and then go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then once we finish the demo, then you can hopefully work full time.
Yeah, and he also has. So I didn't mean to like be pitching his stuff right now, but it's great stuff. I follow his podcast and all that stuff.
Hey, I pitched someone else's stuff. You know,
and he does a lot about like helping other people.
Yeah,
like his book is called How to Make an Indie Game All by Yourself. I think that's what it's called. But he does on his LinkedIn. I think that's where he got a lot of his following. He does these like infographics. Right, these big infographics, and they've gone like viral, basically. Right. In fact, probably if you search it, I don't know if you guys are on LinkedIn or not, but
not enough.
Yeah, I need to update mine.
But I've seen it in other places too, and like he's got one that's like how to set up your Steam page, how to set up all the things you need for like Steam, right?
Right.
And I think he did a video on how to get a publisher. Or how he got a publisher and stuff like that. But, like, he's just along the lines of, like, helping other people that also want to do the same thing, you know?
That's so important, too. Like, I don't know about you, but, like, my sort of thing at this point as a game developer, I feel like I've gotten to the point where I have friends in the industry. I feel like I'm having some sense of, like, progression to my career. And I'm like, I want to help other people.
Yeah, exactly. This is more like community rather than like competition.
Exactly.
Or is how it should be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like this like game development. It's an art form. It's something. It's not like a race to like be better and more cool and important than other people. I feel like it's a way for us to. I think the games industry is strongest when we all come together, and help each other out. Which that's why I'm thankful for you for inviting us onto your wonderful podcast here. But it's as we as a game development community, I think especially in like I said, like in these sort of weird and turbulent times within the industry, it becomes so much more important that we help each other out.
Yeah,
what a very punk thing to say at a time like this.
Yeah, that's what we're all about, right?
Yeah, like
yeah. But yeah, I do want to shout out a little bit our some of the other people we've brought on recently because recently, like I mentioned, we've had a few additions lately. The animators have been here for like 3 months now?
Give or take,
4 months? Yeah.
Yeah, once the new semester came in, that's when everybody started, like, getting put in.
Doing that, some of these people are still in college, so doing it in the middle of the semester is crazy. The amount of work that they've been able to do is nuts. But we're also, recently we brought on a couple of punk musicians to contribute to the soundtrack. So.
I was going to ask, like, where you get your... music from for the game?
Well, yeah, that's an excellent question. Because originally Bailey, our former producer, was going to do it, but she's more of an electronic musician.
You were saying. Yeah.
Than a punk musician. And we do have some electronic tracks, and she still is like, I want to do that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she's like, she stepped down from doing the music as much. So there was an opening for a musician, and I was like, I'm trying to find some punk musicians. I don't know any punk musicians who would be willing to work volunteer, right? Yeah. That's a big thing to ask somebody. And then one of our animators said, I know some people. I was like, well, why didn't you say something sooner? And then she was like, well, I didn't want to be rude to Bailey. She was doing the whole soundtrack at the time. And so we brought them on, and they're really excited. I'm really excited to hear what they have to do. And for that, I've been doing a lot of research. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you said, like you've become like a sort of disliker of Blink-182 because of it.
Yeah, listen, pop punk is punk in name only. It's Disney punk. It's like if you want a really good example of like Disney punk, go listen to Bowling for Soup. If you like, just listen to the Great Burrito Extortion Case. They're one of their albums, and you'll get this is what like Disney Channel punk sounds like. It's watered down. All the edges are sanded off.
There's no like grit left.
Yeah, and that's what punk is. Punk's very gritty and stuff like that. And
a little bit gritty, a little bit unpleasant at times, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah. But like this is
none of that.
It's not there.
No.
It's all that's left is like the kind of musical style, but none of the substance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of research to sort of pull together that sound. Listening to a lot of punk albums, I went to a concert the other day, Laura Jane Grace of Against Me, really good musician, both to kind of get a sense for the punk scene, but also to sort of get a sense for the sound, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Twy, our new programmer, they're doing a great job, and also I've got to shout out my co-writer, Arby, she's fantastic. She's a punk herself, and she's brought and has a lot of knowledge about the history of punk, and so she's bringing a lot of that into the game, which is I'm excited to see what that translates to in terms of the story.
Adds to the authenticity.
Exactly, and if there's one thing punks care about, it's being real and authentic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The thing that I think a rhythm game was honestly a good choice for us as new developers because it pulls on so many disciplines at once. And the story's a little bit like unnecessary for a good rhythm game, but we wanted a story in there, right?
Yeah.
But a good in order to make a rhythm game really work, you need the visual elements to be looking really good. You need the music to be actually good to listen to because imagine a rhythm game with bad music, right? That would what would that even sound like? Can you think of a rhythm game with bad music in it?
We should probably give it a try.
Country
It's
music.
April Fools.
Yeah,
no, but
that's
the
new. That's the anti-punk.
Yeah, the new pop country music.
Yeah, pop country.
And my definition of new goes kind of way back.
Yeah, she thinks my tractor's sexy.
Yeah. So I listened to country when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it was the old stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. And now, so if I hear country, it has to be the old, like Willie Nelson, But I'm not a country, it's not really my favorite type of music.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nostalgic. I'll hear a song and go, oh, yeah, I remember hearing this.
Yeah.
Let me go put my music back on.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear that so hard. It's pop music, before 2016 was, very fundamental in my upbringing. And now I can't really, listen to anything beyond that because I'm just kind of this is boring. I don't like...
I like Billie Eilish. She's pretty good in terms of pop.
Yeah, she's fine, honestly.
She's fine. She's a little better than fine.
I don't know. It's just, I'm not, totally, married to the whole... the aesthetic's pretty cool.
She does have a really good aesthetic.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just not, keeping up with it to the point where it's,
Fair enough.
I'll just put on the 2010s music that I already know and then shove it onto an MP3 player so I could keep myself sane.
Hey, listen, you gotta do you have an MP3 player?
I do. I got a sort of it's in Oasis. They're doing this sort of MP3 player that's akin to the Apple click wheel MP3 players from times of yore, as I'm gonna say it.
with the Trildar, very important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was totally by accident, but yeah. So they
say just hearing MP3 player sounds like days of yore.
Yeah. I mean that's very you though, because you're a lot of the Y2K aesthetic came from yours, because our game takes place in the present day.
Yeah, modern time.
But all of the sort of it's all the look and everything comes from the Y2K sort of era.
Exactly. It's that's sort of, I'm kind of glad that it's coming back into sort of in fashion or into music, really just into media as a whole, where it just feels like there's like substance still.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like nostalgia talking,
Maybe
where
it is, yeah.
there's got to be at least a little bit. But a lot of the stuff that I grew up on, like the kids MMOs, the sort of fashion style, like. I was like tempted to buy like a lot of silly bands, like a big like people will have like hundreds of these stupid things.
I remember those.
And be able to like just wear them and just like treat this as normal. I have like 5 Tamagotchis on me at my parents' house, like
Yeah, that's
just
awesome.
enjoying stuff that I probably couldn't have, at least in the case of Tamagotchi. But like stuff.
I need a Tamagotchi hanging here somewhere.
Oh, they still make them, so
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The remakes are actually
I need a
like, pretty
Furby.
cool.
Well, just imagine where you're in the middle of your podcast, right? And like
I know.
that starts beeping at you, like
goes-
feed me now,
Shut up.
not now.
We used to put it in a drawer to try to make it go to sleep, and then in the middle of the night it would wake up. The Furby, anyway.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, we had hooks by the dining room table that we'd have to hang our Tamagotchis on, so we could monitor them. But it's like
That's really funny. I like that.
it's like you're eating. It's like I gotta feed it. It's like no, finish your dinner first. I'm like it's gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know how like those
The
like
Tamagotchi's a member of the family too.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like that wasn't my virtual pet when I was growing up. I was the Webkins type for in terms of virtual pet. That's what I grew up on.
You did a whole
I'm not
presentation
familiar
on
with that
that
one.
in college.
Yeah, I did like a bunch of like kids MMOs as like both as a set of what is it called? Infographics and a listicles. Basically with like the same sort of like set of them that came around during that same era. I think like Neopets was the oldest of them, and then we kind of just do like a very brief description. Honestly, I felt kind of silly doing it, even though that's
I thought it was cool, like because this was for our what was that class called?
it was for like one of our
Technical writing. Yeah, technical
courses.
writing or something like that. Yeah, like we were like for new media type stuff, right? But like I really enjoyed your presentation there. I thought you did. I was like, wow, this is so fascinating. I like I don't know. You always have been into cool, weird stuff, and I appreciate that about you.
Thank you. I mean, I knew a lot of people who played like Webkins and stuff like that, at least like at the time when it was popular. But then I was like the kind of kids who never like really grew out of it, I guess.
And why should you, right?
Yeah, no, it brings me joy, even though it's not really the same game as it was when I was like 10. But you know, it's still there.
And
It still exists. It's not deleted or anything like that, which is
Right.
more than I could say for some of the other ones I discussed on my
Alas.
stuff.
Well, hopefully Brainbreakers never gets deleted, right?
Yeah, exactly. I will make it in such a way that like it cannot be erased in any form.
The universe will end, and there'll be a machine playing Brainbreakers. But yeah, no. What were we talking about? I think we got off on a tangent about like Y2K.
Okay.
It's I mean it's a fun topic. But yeah, I don't know. Just it's really cool to have all of these really cool talented people all working on the same thing, and everyone's bringing a lot of themselves. Like our writer has put a lot, like does a lot of really my co-writer has done a lot of really good stuff in terms of like bringing herself to that. You know, I'm very excited to see what the punk musicians have to offer, and you know, it's just so cool. It's so cool to be able to run the show here and to watch everybody doing their stuff and to try to figure out how can I help everybody. You know.
Yeah. It's all about seeing that like creation, you know, something created.
Yeah. I imagine, do you feel the same way at all?
Oh, yeah,
working
yeah.
for Cyborg? Like
Yeah.
what's that like for you?
It's great. I mean, I just love seeing, like you're saying, seeing the ideas come to fruition.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully we can actually finish something.
Well,
That's always the goal, and that's always seems to be the hardest thing
It
for
is.
like. And I hear it all over. Like,
yeah.
you know, the joke is like, I've done game dev. I've made like 10 games. I've finished one. You know, it's like,
oh, you.
Well, yeah, like, but that's the thing. Once you finished a game, you finished a game.
Right,
And
right.
that's the most important thing, is finishing
is.
a thing, right?
And like you were saying, that's one of the big things that publishers look at. And if you ever wanted to get investors, you know,
Yeah,
they look
give
at like,
me
what have you shipped? And shipped really just means you finished it. Like, it doesn't mean like I sold 100,000 copies or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this game. You can download it. You can play it. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I think we're planning on making the demo public, so at least we'll ship the demo if nothing else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like give them a little piece so we can get a little.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get an audience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully a following. You know,
That's another big thing with not only game dev, with other things too, is that a lot of places will be like, well, what's your social media following? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, we need to get on that.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a few ideas in terms of things that we want to do, but honestly, we need to sit down and probably get a social media manager or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like to make things more concrete.
Yeah, rather than us being like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this?
Yeah.
I do like your idea to have what was your idea for like the sort of GeoCities style website for the band?
Exactly. Yeah, because I've been trying to put my portfolio up on NeoCities and learn like HTML.
Wait, what's NeoCities?
NeoCities.
It's like a revival of
really? Because I was just thinking about thinking about GeoCities the other day, because that was my first introduction to like making a web page.
Yeah.
Back in '97, I think.
Well, if you want something in that style, NeoCities is for you.
I was wondering if someone was going to like revive it or make a new thing like that.
It's cool because with your account, it has the sort of like, you can publish your own page and stuff like that. But what's cool too is that it has a feature that allows you to look at other people's pages like you're browsing through social media, like to sort of see which pages exist, and then you can click on a page and you're taken to someone's like, looks like it's ripped straight out of the year like 2005 or something like that. It's great.
The first one I clicked on's got the counter on the bottom.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. NeoCities is fantastic.
That's nostalgic.
And
there.
you're thinking of trying your hand at making like an in-universe page for the band members, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like got like very not arbitrary, but very bare bones like HTML. Just like, because think about it, like what punk band has really like the time to really learn HTML and
Crash. Yeah, I bet you money. If I had to guess who if I had, like, I'm imagining like the three of them. Their web pages. Grem's is like really in your face and obnoxious. Like Spikes is very refined, and then Crash is like all pink and blue and like anime and
like,
sparkles everywhere.
Yeah, he literally took the time added to look at W3 schools.
Yeah.
Look at just to get all these little bells and whistles.
Not even into like programming per se, but really into like, I need my website to be perfect. I need to have my young cat. I need it to be an expression of me.
So what these? Sorry, I interrupted what you're saying when I heard NeoCities.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
That's what the conversation could be now. I don't care.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is like, I don't know. It's pulling on a lot of different fun aesthetics and stuff like that. So I'm glad you're excited about it.
So the characters will have their own websites. Is that the idea?
I don't think so.
It's just, we're still in the ideas phase on that one. Don't hold us to anything here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, that would be, like, fun if say we do, like, a character bio section where they do a sort of page for each character, but it's more in character.
That
like
could be fun.
Describing themselves. And then,
I wouldn't mind writing that. That would be fun.
Yeah, it's just
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. That's notes for later. That's
yeah. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna have to put that in the thought bank because I need to bring like a pad of paper in this somewhere.
Yeah, that might have been a good idea.
Instead of just having my notes
I've got
app.
notebooks everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember a thing. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll check that out, and then I'm like, what was that thing they said?
Yeah.
So I write stuff down now.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna write down NeoCities.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good website.
No, I mean, I remember my GeoCities experience. They had the websites and they had the chat rooms.
Yeah.
Which were just literally random people in chat rooms talking. Like there was no censoring or anything.
I mean, we still kind of have that with Discord, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
For better or for worse, I don't know.
Well, for me, I mean, most of our development takes place on Discord, so I think it's for at least for us, it's for the better, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like at least we haven't had like any problems, as it were.
Yeah, and it's really good because, like, you know, all of us are like in different places. Like I live in Syracuse. A lot of the people are in Utica. We have some people who are like, I don't remember where our punks are from. Like one of them, I think is in like I think they're going to like Berkeley.
Oh, Berkeley College.
Yeah, Berkeley College of Music. And then I know one of our programmers is in Central Time. Our programmer, Twy, is in Central Time, and then Arby's in Utah. So
Mr. Worldwide.
yeah, we're kind of all over the place right now.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so Discord is a very important tool for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think. Well, like imagine if we had to like carrier pigeon everything. We had to dial up on each other just to be like, all right, what did everybody do this week?
That would. I'm imagining trying to send code via carrier pigeon. Can you imagine that? Like.
Okay, copy this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
I'd lol, but at the same time, I'd be like, okay, buddy.
Yeah,
sure.
Animating via carrier pigeon.
Yeah, at least we could just send
Send me the next
frames
frame.
to each other. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, ink time.
Yeah.
Okay, time to color. Send it to the color.
You have to send it to each person who does each discipline. That would be awful.
That horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah. But yeah.
Putting those birds to work.
They're probably working harder than us.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I get to fan myself. You're like,
Waiting for the next bird to arrive so you can get back to work in 2 weeks.
2 weeks time.
Yeah. Well, good thing that we have Discord instead of carrier pigeons, right?
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about the narrative stuff. So
Oh.
you said there's going to be a lot of narrative in the game. Like, how does that play out in the game? Like, is it?
Yeah. So the idea for the story, I was pretty early on. I wanted there to be some sort of semblance of story because you designed those characters, and I looked at them and I was like, I want like
They
this.
feel like they have a story.
Yeah, they really do. Like
Like I want to know.
like
about
what's
them.
going on with them, right? Like
Yeah.
and part of the fun thing about Allie's design, Allie's original designs were so fun for me to sort of project onto them and be like, okay, but what, like looking at these three weirdos, like what's going on here? What are the dynamics like? Like, and you had some ideas originally that you pitched at me, and I kind of brought some of my own ideas, and there was a lot of back and forth between us. And there still is a lot of back and forth between us because
Yeah, exactly.
I think these characters are as much yours as they are mine at this point.
Yeah.
I think in some ways they're more yours because you made them, right?
Yeah, exactly. 9 months in the womb making me suffer.
Yeah, I really quickly sort of started trying to figure out like what makes this work, right? And so structurally it's pretty simple, right? Like the way that the narrative works is that they're at a music festival, right?
Okay.
And the way that the music festival, like in this universe, for whatever reason, zombies are like a known problem. And it's like people are just kind of fine with it. It's just like another fact of life. Yeah, you got zombies. It's bad. Like you don't want, like if there's zombies, you want to run for your life, right?
Yeah.
But fortunately, there's an easy fix to this because music makes zombies' brains explode, and that's just a fact, and everyone knows it. It's kind of like gravity works. The sky is blue. Music kills zombies.
Basic logic.
Yeah, it's simple, right? Like intuitive.
If only the Walking Dead crew knew that.
Yeah, if only. Like
they would have saved so much ammo.
Yeah, but the problem is that show would have been over a lot quicker.
I know.
Right?
Skinnier book.
Yeah.
As opposed to a novel.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea, it's set in like kind of the Utica area because that's where we were making the game and we were trying to put a lot of that into it. And so in this version of Utica, they have like a music festival like that's like on par with like the Boilermaker or whatever,
Okay.
And at this music festival, all these bands will come in and they will like play their gigs and they'll unleash zombies like pointed directly at like hordes of zombies directly pointed at the bands, and the bands will have to play good enough to kill all the zombies. And then at the end, the bands will go head to head and like compete against each other, and whoever beats the other one gets to go on to the next level. Like kind of like if you've ever seen the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There's
I never did.
You ought to. That's some homework for you. But there's a scene where Scott Pilgrim and his band is going up against these two these two electronic musicians, and they're like playing music at the same time and trying to out music each other and stuff like that. It's really funny, and so I'm pulling from that visual to be like, okay, what if that was the whole structure of the game, right? And so the idea then is to kind of taking notes from Friday Night Funkin' with its sort of formula, where you have, you know, individual days with 3 songs each. We're doing 7 days to kind of, a week-long sort of festival or whatever, right? And the idea is that, you know, there'll be between each day, there'll be like a prologue before each day, right? And then there'll be like a pre-boss sort of like thing where it's like, oh, before you go up against the final boss, there's like an interaction or something like that. And then you do the boss fight, and then there's an afterword of like what happens like right after the boss fight, right? And then after that, there'll be like an interlude between days, right, to kind of give us some more time to flesh out the story. Right. That's what's going on structurally, right? And that way you kind of get this sort of fun, like little, because each like day there's a new boss, there's a new interesting sort of dynamic going on there, right? Okay. And so it's kind of like a different like problem for us to face, but we're also trying to get a little more of a sense of who the characters are. But there's also an overarching like conflict and like thing going on there, and for that, we need the extra space with the interludes, and also there's some story that happens a little bit before the tutorial and after the tutorial to kind of give us a sense of like overarching narrative. Because the idea, the idea that I kind of ran into this with is like the Brainbreakers are like a band of like young people like who are like around college age, give or take, and they're going to this festival, and they they run into some old people they used to be in a band with, but had a kind of a nasty falling out with because of Grem, who is a piece of work, real piece of work.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, a PG way.
Yeah, that's being generous to Grem, and you know that's caused some real problems for everybody. And the whole thing is like, the way that I've set up the conflict is like, you know, the Brainbreakers are going up against their old rivals, the Head Splitters. Yes, that's their name. Guess where Grem, who named the Brainbreakers, got the name from? Stole it from the original band, right? So, you know, no bad blood there or anything, right? And so there's a bit of a conflict there where they're like trying to outcompete each other to be the top dog, but that's the sort of surface level like conflict. But all 3 of the characters have some deeper issues going on, and that's the real meat and potatoes of the story, is like getting into each of these character psychologies and trying to figure out like what's going on here with these people. How are these like? It's because it's a coming of age story. It's about watching these people, you know, grow up and become themselves, and learn to sort of stand up for themselves and to, you know, be the best version of themselves. It took me a while to get to this point, but I'm really excited about the direction the story is going to take.
That's really refreshing. Like I would not expect a rhythm game to have such a narrative backbone to it. Like that's really cool.
I'm having a lot of fun because I feel like the thing is that like, yes, aesthetically this game is really good, right? And I think with like my story is in some ways extraneous, right? Like I think it's an essential part of this game, but even if it was just your art style and a good punk soundtrack and like really tight controls, it would go gangbusters. You know, like look at Friday Night Funkin', which has like no story to speak of. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of like episodic in like how it works.
Yeah. I'm sorry to any Friday Night Funkin' fans who will tell me that there is actually a story there. I'm really sorry to you guys, but let's be real here. But yeah, no. But my thing is that I really think that a good narrative does a lot to sell a story. Like thinking cynically here. That's not my thinking going into it. I'm making the story because I want to make a fun story, right? But I think in terms of art, people really connect to really fun, deep stories with heart. That's kind of like I said, that's the appeal of Scott Pilgrim, is that it's on the surface level, this sort of like shonen manga set in Canada, right? With like indie music and stuff like that. That's the whole idea. But like beneath that, it's actually like a character study of like this really flawed individual navigating being a young adult. You know, like
Well, now you sold me on that. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely got to check that out.
Scott Pilgrim, like
That sounds really cool.
check out
I've heard the name, but I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, like you go in because I'm taking a lot of notes from Scott Pilgrim. It's a good time. Specifically the manga, but the movie is also quite good.
Okay.
So I highly recommend Scott Pilgrim to anybody who's listening. But yeah, no. I think kind of blending that sort of cartoonishness with that sincerity makes both of them more impactful.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it makes the over-the-top cartoonish moments hit even harder when there's like moments where characters get real and vulnerable and
People identify with stories with characters that actually have a background to them.
yeah,
You know, it adds substance to the game.
yeah,
So
I mean, like the fact that Grem is a real piece of work, that's something that
Yeah.
I plan to address.
Yeah.
Spikes, the bassist, she's really cool, but she also really deals with a lot of feelings of inadequacy. Like she isn't enough, or she's like not valid or real. And then Crash, he's like, you know, kind of learning how to stand up for himself and to sort of like you know, set himself apart from like the influences that are trying to control him. Like
Nice.
There's a lot, like I'm really excited to kind of show off these characters,
Yeah.
not just in terms of like their designs, but also in terms of like what they've got going on.
I
beneath the
think
surface.
people will be surprised when they find out that there's that, you know, that deep of a narrative
Yeah.
and the characters actually have something behind them. Because like you said too, there's a lot of not that it's bad in its own right, but
Right.
there's a lot of games where there's nothing behind that character. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just a character, which is fine.
Like Mario.
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
is fine. Nothing against Mario, right? But Mario isn't like known for heavy hitting
What's his
stories.
backstory? He's a plumber.
He's a plumber. Yeah, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you just want that, and that for Mario that works perfectly well.
Yeah.
But I like story.
Yeah, I just to share a little of my experience with narratives in games.
Right.
With Rotten Money, that started out as a 2D game where you literally just stood there. You could go back and forth within a certain space,
Yeah.
and waves of zombies would come from either side,
Uh-huh.
and you would literally just attack them, and
Right.
that was pretty much it. That was
Yeah.
that was the very early demo,
Yeah.
and it's evolved to, you know, a full 3D world.
Yeah.
And once we got there, I was like, this needs a narrative. Like, I'm feeling a story with this. And I went and wrote this whole thing, which I have to revisit now
Yeah.
that
Hey,
we're fully working on it.
if you need an editor.
Yeah. But, like, there's a full story and background
Yeah.
and everything now. So, and I think, hopefully, that will help it.
Yeah,
You
no.
know?
And I really do think that a strong narrative, like, games don't need strong narratives, but strong narratives sell games.
Yeah.
And weak narratives hurt games. It's a risk, but it's
Right,
like,
right.
but if you can make it work, I think it really pays off. And
Oh,
I hope that people connect to these characters because, you know, I think, you know, being a young adult, it's a weird and rough time to sort of be in, you know, and I'm hoping that this game can really speak to a lot of people who are kind of navigating that space.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's a game made for, you know, punks who like kind of weird aesthetics. I think that a lot of people who are in that boat will identify with some of the struggles that I'm having these characters go through. I hope it speaks to them.
Nice.
And again, I want to shout out Arby, my co-writer, who has really nailed the assignment. She is going above and beyond to really nail these characters. There's a reason I asked her to join us, and I have not been disappointed. She's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as being an indie dev goes, do you guys have any advice or things you want to say to other indie devs who either might be struggling or just starting out their journey?
I think just going back to how I sort of had this sort of problem where I felt the need to sort of fit into this preconceived preconceived hole or sort of pigeonholing. Yeah, exactly. That you have to be XYZ in order to have any sort of like modicum of success. I think you should really. I think what you like and what you are need to be figured out before you really should go into like really doubling down on a project. I think because I think once you like really bear your soul out and put it into a game, people will notice and will, I think, pay attention more if you do it.
People respect authenticity and, you know, having the guts to be yourself in public. I mean, that's what punk is all about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're spot on. Like, you know, don't try to copy someone else's success.
Yeah.
Try to be yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, don't try to remake Fortnite in your own game's universe. It will fail.
Yeah, like Fortnite is Fortnite. You can't be Fortnite.
Yeah.
Try to be
Obviously, everyone has influences on, you know.
Of course.
But, like, yeah, it's generally not a good idea to be like, try my game. It's like Minecraft plus this plus that. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no. People don't really care about like systems and stuff. They care about emotions.
Yeah.
Like, why should I care? Like,
right.
Like, how is this game gonna make me feel? They don't want to hear it's like, oh, it's like this plus that. So they want to feel something.
Right.
But what I would say, in terms of my advice, is make friends. Make friends in the industry. And surround yourself with people who are passionate. Part of the reason I'm in the place I'm in right now is because of, you know, my friends from Brainbreakerz. You know, getting to work with Bailey and Allie and Ant, you know, the original team, and now this new expanded team. That's a big part of the reason that I'm, you know, in this place where I get to run this show, and also where I'm starting to break into the games industry and hopefully bring everybody with me. I think that, you know, making friends with people in the industry, not just to like get ahead or whatever, but to actually like really connect with people and to sort of get excited for other people and to like help them out and help them up. That's the best thing you can do. I would not be where I am right now without my friends.
Yeah.
I am really grateful to everybody who has helped me to get to this point, and I'm hoping that I can help them out as well.
That was like weirdly sweet. I'm like, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, weirdly sweet. I think it was just sweet. Yeah. But, you know, I'm grateful to my friends for helping me get to this point. And so that's my advice. Make friends, get friends.
I'm definitely grateful for all the people I've met so far.
Yeah.
With all the CNY game dev stuff and
the CNY game
like,
devs is it's
a whole bunch
such a
of
great
people
space.
I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, like you know, I mean, this connection right here this would not have existed if it wasn't for the CNY game dev space.
Exactly.
Community, like I said, it comes back down to community, especially in these times.
That's the foundation of everything.
Yeah.
Community, networking, making friends.
Yeah.
You know. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Let's see. Brainbreakerz, with a Z, one word. You can check out you can check that out on itch.io. You can see the student project version of that. We don't have any social media yet, but if we do add any, we'll throw it on that page. We do have a Discord server though.
That is true.
We can probably throw some links up for that.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I'll put some links with this.
Yeah, if anyone
whatever stuff you guys give me.
If anyone's interested in joining our little community or doing any QA, like, you know, get a test builds and get to play that before anyone else does.
Please do.
Please. Sure. We'll get you in the server. Why not?
I always want to try people's stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Anyone who's like, you know, if you know any punks, let them know.
Yeah, I know, right? Be a proto fandom, like
exactly. Get in before it's cool.
Just like a real punk.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
And you guys will be at the
expo.
Yep. Which
May
this
the 2nd?
episode might not come out. This episode probably won't come. No,
Yeah.
it definitely won't come out until after that.
Yeah, but we'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there to any future people who with time machines who want to go in.
Yeah, any time travelers.
Yeah.
The expo is Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else shout out? You know what? I'll shout out the studio I'm volunteering for as well. Mischief Studios. Check out Adios. It's a game about a pig farmer who decides to quit his side hustle of helping the mob dispose of bodies.
Wow.
It sounds like a comedy, but it's a serious drama. It's a really fantastic game.
Adios?
Adios. Really fantastic game. Highly recommend it. So yeah, that's gonna shout out a friend's work. Also, whose studio I'm volunteering for. So it's, also helping me out a little bit.
Where are they based? Are they around here? Or?
Nope. They're kind of all over the place. The lead that company is in Kansas, I think, but they're kind of all over, mostly on the eastern seaboard, though.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one you want to shout out? Any friends?
I could say hi, Mom. 'Cause she wants to watch this episode because I told her that I'm gonna be recording a podcast that's like up and coming, and hopefully we'll see when it comes out because like my birthday's supposed to be coming, and like at this point, like
Shout out to Ali's birthday.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of an ego problem, as you could probably guess.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, because it's come out on the 10th, so it's like the day after graduation. So
Hey,
it's like, who's to say that it?
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Be the old 2-4.
Well, I think that does it for me, though.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
All right.